What's up guys, Cardfight is here, and today I'll be doing an awesome brand new deck profile on the Eradicator deck from my friend Fire Dragon. So he specializes in Narukami, so thank goodness for him for this deck profile, because as you guys know that I don't actually own a Narukami deck right now. So many of you guys have been looking forward towards the Descendant deck profile, and I finally got my hands on one. So I'm going to be doing a deck profile and asking my friend Fire Dragon on some of his card choices. So let's go on to the great trees. First up we have 4 copies of Dragonic Descendant, the very old school card. Wrong side. Dragonic Descendant. Sorry. Okay. Tell me what's the difference between this card? I couldn't tell whether it's a grade 3 or grade 4. Right. So let's go on the grade trees. So first up, 4 copies of Dragonic Descendant. Basically one of the most fearful meta cards back then. Basically its Limerick skill allows it to restand, and if attack fails, you can discard 3 cards from your hand and combat 1, and you can restand with a crit. Discard 3 cards with Descendant in name, so and it gets a crit. So it's a very powerful card because most of the time your opponent's definitely going to guard it in order to prevent death, and he gets to attack one more time at the cost of 1 Combat Blast, which is amazing. So activate skill, E special Combat Blast 2 Eradicators, and he gains a 5k power. Very good because he gains additional 5k off your opponent's hands. So especially when it resends, the opponent's going to guard for 2 times more. So that is a very important card. Also, the reason why we write this is the first right target is because we use this. You must have a Descendant in the heart, right? So this card definitely needs a Descendant heart to activate its awesome resend as well. So yeah, definitely write this as a first right at grade 3. So next up, we play 4 copies of Sweep Command Dragon. Sweep Command Dragon is a secret tag in the deck that we use to restand, so-called restand with rewriting. It's something like Think Saber Dragon, because rewrite means restand somehow. Because when you rewrite a unit, I won't say Pokemon. Because you rewrite a unit, you can actually gain the restand. See? So yeah. So its skill is Limerick 4, Crown Blast 2, and Soul Blast 2 when this unit enters the rank. Oh, when your opponent's unit is placed onto the drop zone, pay the cost. If you do, you can draw 1 card and select 1 card on your opponent's front row and retire it, and this unit gets its 5k power. So in combination of its skill, when this unit is ridden as a Vanguard, and you have an Eradicator in the soul, is it?
The second skill is when you on right of this unit, so charge 1 Eradicator card from your field, then you retire 1. Then your limit break skill is when an opponent unit retired, counter blast 2, soul blast 2, gain 5k and draw 1 card.
I see. So in combination of its skill, you can place 1 Eradicator from your field to your soul. You can retire 1, then use Liberate 4 skill. So you can draw 1 card and get 5k power. So it's a very good card. Because we actually use the starter, which allows you to look, when a card is retired, you can check the top 10 cards of the deck for this guy and rewrite it. So what you do is, you can rewrite on top of this, right?
Yes.
You can rewrite above a strike unit, and strike unit goes back into the soul. Does it stay in the soul, or it goes back in the deck? It goes back.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, with this deck, you can easily make your Vanguard do 3 attacks, similar to Think Saber Dragon, which is very awesome because you also get a lot of retiring power as well. So let's go on to grade 2s. The grade 2s we have is 4 Plasma Volt Dragon. Okay, so one side. 4 Voltage Horn Dragon. So Voltage Horn Dragon is when this unit is boosted, you can pay a cost of 1 Count Blast, and your opponent selects 1 of his own rear guards and place it into the retire and place it in the bind zone. So this card is mainly used, is very good because it's used to trigger the starter skill in order for you to, from strike and attack, go back into your Sweep Command and attack for additional times. So because its ability allows you to retire, and you retire which trigger its skill. So yeah. Next up, we play 4 copies of Suitan. Suitan, when this unit attack hits, you can counter charge 1 and soul charge 1, which is very good because more counter charge means more retiring in this deck. This deck is 4 copies of Descendant, the brand new GBT-09 card. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, and you have Descendant Vanguard, so you must be ridden as a Descendant.
Eradicator Death Scythe.
Oh, it's a Death Scythe.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a brand new Death Scythe.
It's Eradicator.
Eradicator Death Scythe. No, last time it was only Death Scythe, right? I see. So you can pay the cost. Your opponent selects 1 of his own rear guards and retire.
It's not my deck, it's your deck.
Yeah.
It's not my deck, it's your deck.
So when you are in a Descendant card, and whenever a Descendant enters the, while this card's on the rear guard circle, and a Descendant enters the Vanguard circle. So you can either by riding as a grade 3, or when you perform strike onto a Descendant grade 4, because it says enter the field, your opponent's... Every time you select or your opponent select? Second skill.
Second skill is you put into a soul, you select.
You select.
Front row.
I see. Then you can put this card into the soul and you select one of your opponent's front row and retire it. So it is a one card with 2 effect. Very, very powerful. So, next up, we go on to our grade 1s. 4 copies of Eradicator. I think I remember this is an old Eradicator card just that you reprint, right?
I don't know how.
Yeah, it's okay the name. Basically, when the Descendant unit attacks, so for example, when your strike attacks, when the Descendant attacks and the attack hits, you can counter charge 1. And if second skill, when the Descendant attack does not hit, you can soul charge 1. So it's a 1 card with 2 effects as well. So it's very good because every time your Descendant attacks, you're definitely going to get some effect off. Alright? So 4 copies of Eradicator Gout. So basically it's there because it's an Eradicator and it's a perfect guard. 3 copies of him. So basically when your opponent's unit is retired, you can Soul Blast 1 and you can counter charge 1. Yeah. Very good. One strike helper. Why use one strike helper?
Oh, because just for the ride, if you like never get anything other than this one, you just ride him. Then if you don't have any cards for you to strike, just throw him as for the strike.
True. Usually
strikes for this deck.
Usually we don't drop our
and
other.
Your Vanguard also withstand plus a crit.
Correct. So because the Descendant is still a very good card by itself. So striding is not the main winning condition in this deck, not your winning image. Yeah. So next up we go on to our trigger. It's I believe 8 crits. Yeah, it's 8 crits. 8 crit because Descendant with crits is just too terrifying. 4 draws because sometimes you want to discard some cards with his skill. So getting a draw trigger is important for his deck. So you can actually discard draws for his resending skill as well. 4 heal triggers because of G Guardians. G Guardians is very important in this meta. And finally we play 2 starters. One will be our main starting Vanguard, which is I think this sleeve. It's not red. This sleeve, and this one will be the one in the deck. So what this card does is, when this card is on the field and a card on your opponent's field has been retired, and you control a Eradicator Vanguard, so it could be either your Descendant or your Sweep Command. So even you have a Sweep Command and you have another copy of yourself on the field, you can actually pull skill off, and if you happen to check a top 10 for it, you can ride over and you can resend the attack again. So it's a very interesting thing to note. So look at top 10 cards of deck and then search for a Sweep Command and write it and shuffle a deck. So yeah, 2 copies because it's a resending mechanic in this deck. Very good. Back then this card actually is a staple for Eradicators just because you can actually resend, which is awesome. Alright, so let's go on to our strike units. We play us 4 copies of the brand new Descendant Strike, a very, very magnificent card. So what's the effect of strike?
Oh, okay. When after attack, when opponent guard counter blast 1, soul blast 2, discard 3 cards, we stand again.
Ooh. Nice. So basically, yeah, a very cheap cost. Sorry, counter blast 1, soul blast 2, and discard 3 cards and
First
restand.
one is triple drive, second one is double drive.
I see. You lose 1 3 drive, lose 1 drive. Okay. So it's a very, very easy card to pull off. So after you use this card, you can actually pull off use your Voltage Horn, and hopefully you can sack 10 above, rewrite and attack again. And then let's say if you have another of the starter, you can actually pull it off again. So you can like resend. You can potentially attack 4 times in 1 turn, which is crazy good in this deck. So yep, that's the first strike in the deck. Next up we have 4 copies of Voltage. Voltage is also a very, very powerful card. You do not need to have the Penetration and the Soul, right? I mean the heart, right? And so this is a very, very good card because it's a staple in all Narukami decks. So once per turn, flip out a copy of yourself face up. If you do, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, it's good effect.
On hit, opponent choose 1 retire and you choose 2 bind.
Okay.
Then the second skill GB3 continuously for every bind whole front row gain 3k.
Yeah. So yeah.
Don't need Vanquisher hard, so you can just throw in you.
Correct. It's an amazing card. So it's 4 copies, very good. Next up, 2 copies of Conquest. Conquest is once per turn, flip a copy yourself face up. If you do,
You do what? Burn one.
one of your bonus regards, and then for each open center, your front row gains 5k power. So it's a very good card because first it retires your opponent, you give your opponent minus, and it gains power for regards like gold paladins, which is amazing. 5k for front row for each empty circle. So front row is going to gain 10k power easily with this card. 1 copy of Secret Generation Rare VMAX. VMAX is definitely a very good card. If your opponent has 5 damage, you can use his skill, Thunder Strike 5, with 5 cards your opponent's bind zone, and you can deal 1 damage to him easily with his skill. Especially if you have 4 copies of Voltage face up. Yeah, you guys know the effect, so I'm not going to go through too much. Alright, so next up, this is our G Guardians. G Guardians, 2 copies of this. Thunder Strike 1, and it's a 20k shield. Thunder Strike 1 is basically 1 card in your opponent's bind zone. It's basically a 20k shield, which is very good. 2 copies of this card. Thunder Strike 3 is a 25k shield with Thunder Strike 3. And when this unit enters the Guardian Circle and your opponent has a 4 more cards in the bind zone, select one of your opponent's rest card and retire it. So it's very good. Not only a guarding, you can actually destroy 1 card of opponent's that you blocked. Amazing. So 1 copy of Screwdriver, because Screwdriver is a very good backup G Guardian. Discard 1 card and it becomes 25k shield. Just in case you don't have Thunder Strike, you can always use to guard. So 5 G Guardians because there's more options for you. So I hope you guys enjoy my friend's Fire Dragon's deck profile on his Eradicator deck. Be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.